Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. So today is Tuesday, October 31st, and it's payday, y'all. It's time to do my November budget. So I thought I'd just get everything squared away, come on here and let you know how my budget breaks down for this month, and also how much cash I'm going to be able to stuff into my cash envelopes. If you're new or just joining me for the first time, my name is Shakema, and I am the mom of 2 girls, 2 boys, and we have a fur baby. She's probably going to be somewhere over there with her brother, whom you can see. The kids are reading in here. So Jackson's reading over here, and sister is over there in the prayer chair, and Gracie is over there. So we're just making it a family night, and we're going through our budget. So the month of October is a very significant month, being I'm a 10-month employee. That means I work 10 months out of the year and I'm off for 2 months. Twice a year I get what's called my annual supplement, or I get a half of it in October and half of it in April. So you're going to hear some numbers tonight that don't sound familiar simply because I got my supplement in this month's check. I also work one Saturday a month for Saturday school, and I got a Saturday school payment this month because I worked in September, I think. So I think I'm floated a month out. But anyway, I follow the Dave Ramsey zero-based budget program. I'm actually going to be breaking my Dave Ramsey book out again because I really want to get on top of my money management game, and I want to get out of debt. Now, if you've been following me for any length of time, you know that I don't carry any debt with the exception of one school student loan. But I've been out of school for a long time, so I really should have had that loan paid off by now. It is not, but it is significantly less than what it used to be. But I still want to get the majority of that taken care of. So what I'm thinking that I'm going to do is I'm going to really buckle down and try to get as much chunked away on that student loan as I can. So I'm going to take you through my budget. First, I'll tell you my categories, then I'll tell you what my base pay was, and then everything that I paid out for the months and stuff my cash envelopes. So I have my budget categories are charitable gifts, savings, housing, utilities, food, transportation, clothing, medical, personal, recreation, and debt. So Dave Ramsey says that your charitable contribution should be between 10 and 15% of your income, savings between 5 and 10% of your income, utilities between 5 and 10% of your income, housing between 25 and 35% of your income, food between 5 and 15%, transportation between 10 and 15%, clothing between 2 and 7%, health and medical between 5 and 10%, personal between 5 and 10%, recreation between 5 and 10%, debt between 5 and 10% of your total income. Those are his suggested percentages. So what everybody wants to know, what is my payroll? So I got my regular payroll, and then I got an additional supplement. My supplement is $3,600 a year. I get half in October and half in April. So in October, I chunk as much of that away as I can to pay any bills that I might have that I'm lacking on, which I'm not usually in that situation, or any things that I want to do upgrades as far as upgrades around the house, anything I want to do as far as taking the kids to do major shop for clothing. I shop for them twice a year majorly, in the fall, which is October, and for the spring, which is in April, and then their Christmas. So monies I get in October, I will put aside for Christmas. And a lot of people have asked me, how do I handle that? I do not do sinking funds. And the reason I don't do sinking funds is really because there is no extra to sink anywhere. So I use my supplement as the sinking funds, which means I just take for that 6 months or however many months it is, I don't remember. And I pay what I need to pay that may be coming due or something like that. So my payroll deposit for October 31st, which was today, was $4,080.34. This morning I was pleasantly surprised that there was a deposit for the kids, $187.10. So that was helpful with being able to get some things. So I'm going to take you down my budget sheet and let you see where those funds are allocated. So $4,080.34 plus $187.01, I apologize, is a total of $4,267.34. That's what we have for the month. I get paid once a month. And so I now have to allocate those funds that will last us for the whole month. So for my charitable contributions, I pay tithe and offering off of my gross income. So, and we also pay tithe and offering out of every dollar that comes into this house. I don't care where it comes from. If it comes into this house and passes through these hands, we pay a tithe on it. So my total tithe and offering for the month of October, taking us into our November month, is $691. We partner with a ministry outside of North Carolina. It's actually out of South Carolina, and we pay $30 a month for that. This month I didn't have anything for emergency fund. I didn't have anything for the house savings plan, but I did have $400 that I put towards Christmas. So I allocated $400 for the kids' Christmas, and I have 4 kids. So right now that's how much is allocated for all 4 of my children. For my mortgage, my regular mortgage payment is $874.02. This month I budgeted in $900. Anytime I have extra money, I try to put an additional little bit to round it up to the nearest 100. So that'll be a little bit over my initial payment. I have insurance for my iPhone. That's $7.99. My utility bill this month was a little bit lower than last month. Last month I think was like $106 or something. This month it was $95.78. We are getting towards some of the cooler months. So I have not turned the heat on yet, and we have not been using the air. So usually as the fall and winter come, then our utility bill is significantly less. My phone bill is $107. My cable bill, I was getting a special for my internet, and it's actually not even cable. I'm going to write on here to change that to internet. I say that every month, and I never change it. But I don't have cable. We just have internet, and then we have internet phone. So I was under a special, and it was like $60 some for a long while, and it has jumped up to $104. So I think if I go into the office here, but it's a long way from where I live, I have to go into the next town over and kind of almost two towns over just to get to the payment center. And I think if I go in, they'll lower my rate for me. But when I called to see if there was any lower rates available, that was all they had. And the reason that I have to have internet is because I'm taking an online class, and then for work or different things like that, I just need to have internet in the house. My water bill was really good this month. It was only $58.06, so I was happy about that. Now, normally my grocery budget is between $200 and $250 per month, and I usually break that down to about $50, $55, $60 a week. Because the kids and I are doing low carb, Weight Watchers, not quite keto, I'm trying to do a lot less processed foods, which means I'm not able to always utilize some of the coupons that I have, because usually I get a lot more processed things with coupons. Now, I'm still buying stuff with my coupons. I'm just being a little more selective. With that being said, I have to purchase more fresh ingredients. If you have seen my last grocery haul, I don't think I had any processed items in that grocery haul at all. Lots of fresh veggies or the frozen kind. I can do either one, fresh or frozen, depending on what I can afford that week and what is on sale. So because of that, I am trying to look at bumping up my grocery budget just a little bit. And because this month is Thanksgiving. So because it's Thanksgiving and my oldest daughter may come home, I'm not sure. Normally my son will come home, and over the past couple years, he has brought a friend or multiple friends home on Thanksgiving. I'm going to go to my grandmother's house on my father's side this year because we have some family coming in from New York. And so I'm going to go down there and visit with them, I do believe. And it's fairly close to my house. It's not a long drive, so only about less than 2 hours I can get to where I need to be. And so I think I'm just going to do a day trip. The day before Thanksgiving, we've been invited to some friends just for light appetizers and different things like that. So I do want to make sure that we take something there. And then I also want to make sure that I take something to my grandmother's house. She's my last living grandparent. And I always try to keep something here for the kids and myself at home, just in case we want a snack or whatever. I don't normally make a turkey. Well, I do make a turkey. Let me say that. I normally do make a turkey, just a smaller turkey. And we have actually done hens or a smaller chicken, just because we normally go somewhere else and we eat. If we go to somebody else's house, we always everybody's scheduled to bring a dish. So I try to start couponing way ahead, and then I can get things like flour and sugar and rolls and biscuits, and I just try to get all of that stuff way in advance, so I'm not scrambling right here at Thanksgiving trying to figure out how much money extra I have outside of my grocery budget. So I've already started picking up things. So with that all being said, instead of just having $250, I have put for my grocery budget $360, $255, and that's a weird number, but I had like some straggly dollars, probably like $2.55. I could have figured out somewhere else to put that, but I just always try to chunk that into my grocery budget. And I'm glad I did, because I had some unexpected grocery expenses that I put, so that extra helps. We're going on vacation. I'm having surgery at the end of the month, and I'm going to be out of work for about 4 to 6 weeks. And so I wanted to take the kids on a vacation before the surgery. So we're going on vacation in the next couple of weeks. And so the place we're going is all inclusive. It's already paid. My portion, we're going with some other family members from my mom's side of the family. I'm meeting my aunt and her girls. And, but we do have to bring our own food. And with this particular place, you can bring your own food, because every room has a kitchenette or a full kitchen, and we have a full kitchen. So I have allocated an additional $60 for those groceries, which would normally have been my lawn care money, but my lawn guy does not come back until April. He's already cut the grass the last time for the fall, and so I had an extra $60. And I know I talked about chunking that into Christmas, but because this trip is here, so I'm going to just utilize that for groceries. But I think I'm going to be able to save a little part of that back as well, because as I'm going down my my shopping list or my vacation list for groceries, I have a lot of stuff in my freezer that I can just pull out and take those types of things. As we continue on the weight loss journey, we're getting rid of a lot of stuff just out of the house. So there's going to be a lot of family. I can take some of the more breads and processed things, and then we can just utilize them there and then not bring them back home. Gas, I usually do $1.20. And that I usually do about $26 to $30 a week just to fill up my car. Clothing this month, I do have a clothing budget. I don't normally, but Jackson has to have some long sleeve shirts. He's got about 5 long sleeve shirts that he can wear, but we need, and they're all button up. So we like to have something that he can probably pull over his head and be a little bit more relaxed fit. So I budgeted in $50 to get him a couple shirts, and I may have to get Alana a shirt or two. She has a lot of dresses or maybe some leggings. I'm not sure. I have to go through their stuff and see what they need. So I allocated $50 for that. Now, I know I said I usually take the bulk of my money and put it in for Christmas. Well, here's what's happening. I have the surgery coming up and I have to pay my doctor portion before I go for the surgery. So with that being said, my portion that I have to pay for my doctor is $627. So that on top of my $400 that I put for Christmas was right over $1,000. So I moved that money into my savings account this morning. So I moved $1,027 into the savings this morning, $400 for Christmas and $627 for the doctor. So the nurse is going to let me know if she's going to check my deductibles again to make sure that that's the right amount. It may have gone down if I've met some of my deductibles. So I wanted to be sure to set aside what she told me in the very beginning. That way, if it's less, I'm to the good. And if it's not, then I'll know where I need to pull a few more dollars from. My Healthways, which is my gym membership that I pay through my Blue Cross Blue Shield, is $25. Gracie, we always pull out $60 for Grace. We did something a little different last month where normally she gets a bath or she gets a chew toy and she gets her food for the month out of that $60. It was $75, but a friend of mine came over and she actually helps Alana train the puppy. So she came over and helped us give Grace a bath in the yard. So now that we can give her a bath in the yard, we have a really big yard. And she actually did very well. She didn't fight. She didn't do anything. She just let us wash her. So now that we can do that, I'm saving a little bit more, taking her over to PetSmart, getting her washed. I still do have to get her nails clipped, but we have a vet that will clip her nails because she's updated on her shots. It's not her vet, but it's one in our area because she does not like to ride in the car to go to her vet, and they will clip her nails as well. But for $12, I can get her nails clipped and they'll last us about a month. I don't know where she is. Oh, she's on the bed with Jackson. There she is. They're chilling. So $60 for Grace. Then I have miscellaneous household supplies or home improvements. I need a shelf hanged in my laundry room, and I need 2 shelves hanged in my bathroom, and then I want to have a little bit of painting done. So I met a handy person. I knew them through Taekwondo, and they charge $25 an hour to come out and do a few things. So I've got a couple things I probably could do, but I don't have the tools for. And so since they have the tools, I need some painting done. I have the paint, they have the brushes and all this other stuff. So it's just easier for me to have somebody come over and do a list that I would put down for them. I am not opposed to doing my own work, and I will and have. But if they already have the equipment, I'm going to spend more going out to buy the stuff. Then I got to clean it. Then I got to store it. It's just way more than I want to do. So I budgeted in for 2 hours to get the shelf hanged and maybe the laundry room painted. 2 shelves in the kids' bathroom. I need a couple curtain rods hanged. And I'm actually thinking I can get some tension rods and I won't have to put holes in my walls. It's a whole nother story about holes in my walls. So I'm thinking I might do some tension rods in the bathrooms. But I do have a toilet that runs constantly, so I need something changed in there. So I just have a little bit of a list. That's going to be 2 hours, and depending on how much money I can get saved over the next several months, I'm going to have them rip the carpet out in the main living room and put in hardwood floors. I'm going to go check the discount section to see if there's enough to do my living room, because it's better for Jackson, probably the living room, and then I'll do his room. It'll be better for his allergies. And so I'm just going to try to see how this person works out, and as money comes in, do a little more. So I have Amazon Prime for $10.99. Then I do, for the kids to take Taekwondo, they go to Taekwondo 4 days a week. They could go 5 days a week, and they could go for up to 30 minutes to 4 or 5 hours per day. So for 2 kids and 1 mom, I take a class 1 day a week because it's all I can fit in my schedule. It's $325 for Taekwondo. That also acts as their homeschool PE because they are homeschooled, so they do PE, and they get PE instead of once a week. They get it 4 days a week. Last week we went 5 days, but I'm going back. They had a tournament. Tournament is over, so Mondays go back to being homeschool day. PureFlix, we do that instead of Netflix at $7.99. Now my son has Netflix, my older son, and he lets us use his Netflix, so we're fine with that. PureFlix is more Christian-based, family-friendly, so we do appreciate their content quite a bit. And my son also has Hulu, and so he lets us use that as well. And we watch a lot of like Home and Garden TV and what is that other one? Food Network. We like Fixer Upper and Good Bones. There's something about Good Bones. I don't remember the name of the show exactly, but it's kind of like the Fixer Upper show. So he lets us do his Netflix and Hulu, and we're good with that. But I do pay for the PureFlix, $7.99. I am taking a theology class through the Tony Evans Training Center, and that's $14.99 a month. This month, my department that I work in at school we had the staff meeting refreshments. So it's $10 a person, and we have a sick coworker right now. So I'm paying my portion for $10, and I'm paying his portion for $10, and he'll pay me back whenever he comes back to work. He's been out the last couple of days. I'm not sure if he's coming tomorrow or not. So I told him I would just take care of it, and I paid it. For blow money, I have $30 allocated, but when they sent out the list for the foodstuffs we were going to have for tomorrow for our department, they didn't have any dessert on the list. So I went over to Aldi and picked up just several packages of cookies and donuts and different things. They're going to have a main and some drinks. So I wanted to make sure we had a little dessert. Everybody likes a sweet treat after their long work day. So I think that's where my blow money has went. Cut into all my thrifted money, but that's all right. My student loan is $52.29, but I'm going to put $60 towards that. And then I'm paying a portion for an MRI I had on my knee when my knee was really bad. It still bothered me a little bit every now and then. So I have set up a payment plan for $50 a month. I still need to take my paperwork over to my doctor so I can get my $500 from the insurance company. And then that I would just flip over to this bill right here. But I haven't been over by my doctor, and it's not close to my house. So I have the paperwork in my purse. So whenever I go back over there, I'll just have her fill it out that she ordered it and recommended it, because that's like a tier 2 thing we can file, and my supplemental insurance will pay some on that. With all that being said, and everything that I have on my list totals up to $4,267.35. Part of the kids' money that came in will go towards Taekwondo. Now, if there was no money that came in, I would still pay for Taekwondo, but I like to allocate their monies some for some of those things. So we'll get some clothes, Taekwondo will be paid, and we're good for the month. Now what I normally do is I would then make my list of cash. How much cash do I need to have out? I am a cash person. I realize that whenever I'm swiping my card, I can be swipe happy, and I know that about myself, and so I'm trying to work with myself. Shakema, do not take your, don't use your card, use your cash. So I was thankful I got paid today. Very excited about that. So what I do is I will write out my cash categories: groceries, vacation, kids clothes, Gracie, home improvement, blow money, and then the staff meeting money. And then I also put down here to savings, how much money that I allocated into my savings account, which I've already transferred the money over. Then I will put how much cash I'm pulling out. And then I will allocate, or I'll do a little chart down here of how many 10s, 20s, nickels, dimes, or whatever it is that I need that end up being that total amount of money. So for this month, my total cash ended up being $632.55. And then when I went to the bank, I was able to write down, these are the denominations that I needed. I needed 0 $100 bills. I needed 4 50s, 18 20s, 7 10s, 8 quarters, 4 dimes, and 15 pennies. I ended up using 15 pennies, not 16 pennies. So I do always ask for the specific denominations, and if they couldn't give me everything, I would make an adjustment to that. But I try to make sure that I have out enough cash for every single week. I don't want to have to make change, if that makes sense. So I don't want to make any change. So I was able to go over to the bank. I got all of my cash, $632.55. Now I have spent some money before I got back because I went over to the grocery store to pick up those few things that I needed to get. And then today was the last day of Super Double coupons at Harris Teeter, and there were a couple coupons that I had left. So I needed to go ahead and to get those types of things. So let me show you what I have allocated for my funds. So far I have, this is one $50 bill, and I'm going to put this in my home improvement budget or envelope. So remember, I'm using my recollections planner, and then I have my envelopes that are in here that I got from Mom Needs a Clone. Still love these so much. Here are my envelopes. How pretty are they? They are gorgeous. So home improvement does not have an envelope. So I'm going to just take one of my blank ones. I think probably, well, this looks like I'm going to home improve my face. So I'll make this one home improvement, and I'm just going to shove in the $50, and that's going to be for 2 hours. I've already been in contact with the individual. They know I need some work done, and we're just going to sit down and say, hey, this is what I need. Can you do it? I have an envelope for Gracie. Gracie gets $60. So that is $150 and $110. So that's $60 for Gracie. Put that in here. And we don't have to buy her food until the end of the month because she has food and she's okay. For my staff meeting, I do have to take in the $20 for me and my coworker, and I'm just going to put that in my wallet. I'm going to open up my wallet, and of course in the back I have just my little dividers, and I'm just going to put this in miscellaneous. I'm going to put that behind miscellaneous. So I put that $20 in there. For Jackson, $50 for his kids' clothes or a line, depending on which kid, and they are both in here just sleeping, just sleep. So I'm going to put that back here under, I'll put that right there for childcare for Jackson. And that'll just mean his clothes. So I've got staff, vacation money. I'm going to pull out $60, but I may be able to shift some of that money around. So this is going to be for vacation groceries, not for the room. That's all paid for. I paid for that I paid for that when I booked it. So 2 months ago, I'm not real sure. Okay, now let's see. Vacation, kids, Grace, home, staff. I did not take money out for blow money. So I'm going to hold off on that because I had to spend some money for getting the snacks. So for each week, for 4 weeks of groceries, I have $90.64. Okay. So let me see. 80. I got 88. And I have a lot of change in here. So let me count. That's 89. That's 90. And there's just a lot of change. So I'm not going to even count that change in there. What I was able to pull for the groceries was, and I picked up some stuff for the thing tomorrow. And then I also got some fresh veggies and stuff for us for the house. So I ended up spending like $42 at Aldi, which is $12 over my $30, which took away. And then I ended up spending like $20 at Harris Teeter. So I spent like $62, $63 altogether. So that's going to take away from my weekly grocery budget. That's fine. So what I am going to do is I'm going to put, I'm going to do 85 in week 1 of groceries. And I'm counting week 1 to start next week, because I did go ahead today and pick up a few things. So this is kind of like week 5 for October, which is fine. But I am going to put, this is groceries week 1, and I'm going to put $85 in here. Okay. Groceries week 2. This one, I'm going to put $81 in this one. So that's 20, 40, 60, 81. I'm going to do 82. And then for week 3, 20, 40, 60, 81. And then I have 82 because I have 4 quarters. And that's going to be week 3. And then for week 4, have 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 81. That's going to be groceries week 4. Now, again, I think that I'm going to be able to take some. So that's week 2, 3, 4, week 1. So these are all my grocery envelopes. This is Gracie's money. No, that's not Gracie's money. Oh, that's vacation. Vacation, Gracie, and home improvements. So I think I'm going to be able to take the $10 out of the vacation money. I don't think I'm going to spend $60 on vacation groceries, because I have a lot of things in my pantry. So I'm shoving these in to my Recollections wallet. I'm not going to keep any money in my wallet that I don't need, and I don't need to buy anything else for this month. So here it is. That's here. I've got the $20 for me and my staff member tomorrow in here. I've got some change that I'm going to either put in the change bucket, or I'm going to make a few more dollars and shove them in the groceries. But that is pretty much it. That is the monthly budget for November. If you like this budget video and cash envelope system video, be sure and give us a thumbs up. If you have any questions, leave us a comment down below. I'll be happy to answer as best as I know how. And again, I'm going to be getting my Dave Ramsey book out really soon, just to kind of go back through and refresh to make sure that I am doing what I need to do. If you're new around here, hit the red subscribe button. We'd love to keep you as a part of our YouTube community. Thank you so much for stopping by and budgeting with us. And until next budget, bye.